Hello, Jen Nami Padgett here with the Dear Nami Broadcast on the Everyday Priestess Channel. Today's question, we'll just get started right away. It says, Dear Nami, my man is driving me nuts. He likes to scare me and he thinks it's funny, but it gives me a jolt every time, and even though I've asked him to stop, he still does it. He's a wonderful man most of the time, but this almost feels like a deal breaker for me if it continues. Am I overreacting? Is there anything I can do to get it across to him that this is draining to me? Signed, On Edge. Well, okay, so I'm going to talk about the nervous systems and dopamine, especially when it comes to the dopamine rush we sometimes get, not just from poking the bear, who's the perpetrator, but the bear's reaction, the victims in this scenario. Both are getting some kind of high, and that stimulates the nervous system. The fight or flight mechanism, which you are experiencing, injects cortisol into our systems, which might feel like a dopamine rush at first, but it actually induces stress. So there's no reward there. You could still be getting a rush, but it's the wrong kind. And then the person doing it, your partner, he does get a dopamine hit, like a reward from your reaction. He's needing some kind of stimulation and he's looking for a hit. So when a usually wonderful person exhibits behavior like this, it's likely a learned behavior from childhood, or your partner might have an attention disorder or have some kind of trauma that created the habit to begin with. So something to explore. And I also say this not to make you feel bad, but as a potential and likely source to explore. And I also share this from my own experience. So it's not exactly the same. In my partnership, it was jokes. Like him telling me he forgot to pick up a kid to get my reaction. And I fell for these jokes a lot. I realized it's a cycle that probably existed even before us with our family members who taught us these behaviors. So it can be hard to track down the why, but I would say we don't fully need to know the why. It's good to maybe understand that, but what we need to do is to move forward with a solution that works for the both of us. So I would say have a sit down with your partner. Make sure it's away from one of these stressful events so your nervous systems are calm, and then show him this video. Ask to explore why he thinks he's doing it, and the follow-up on how you both might change this pattern. He might get a little bit more insight from this video. That's why I'm saying maybe it'd be helpful to share, so that at least explaining the mechanisms that are happening with the dopamine might send off a light bulb in his brain. So that's what I'm hoping for. But one of the things that it might look like for him is to take a step back, or a moment anytime he's feeling that urge, and then finding a healthier replacement. If he messes up, how to stop mid-action or to do repair work. And then for you, it might be looking at ways you can repair your nervous system in general. I know for me, my nervous system, especially when that kind of stuff was occurring, I actually was at a very heightened nervous system response. I have autoimmune, I have other, stressors that were going on in my life. And so these little jolts were impacting me a lot, but also I could get triggered very easily just because of the state of my nervous system in general. So if that's something that you're experiencing, you feel like you're stressed out, or you feel like that your nervous system is shot, do some things for yourself to do some repair on that, like meditations, maybe massage, herbal supplements. I've done all three. So that I could get to a point where these things weren't impacting me as much as well. And also, I realized just from my own response, even though it was a bad response, I was kind of getting a high off of that interaction too. So just take a look and feel with yourself if there's any responsibility that you can take on for yourself in this dynamic. So, I think if this conversation and showing the video isn't enough of an eye-opener for your husband, then suggest therapy. If he's willing to make changes, it might take several months. So, and several months for you too on your end if you're making some of your changes. So just have patience with it while you're working through that over the course of the next several months. I just want to say I think it's important that we are able to trust our partners with our own safety. And hopefully he'll come to understand that this isn't safe for you. And as a loving partner, respond accordingly to that. And I also just want to call in both of your ancestors, angels, and guides to assist you in the most loving way on this, because they know how to assist. Our ancestors have been through so many things that are similar and have the answers to. They have some of the solutions. So that's what I'm asking for assistance for the both of you today, that there's some kind of a resolution that comes and that you do get some assistance from those loving beings that are surrounding you and know what to do. And yeah, I would love to hear how this works out. Like, follow up with me in a few months. That would be great. I would love it. So if any of you are out there and want to have a question answered by me from a priestess lens, then you can email me at JLPnami@gmail.com. And if you want to know what I'm up to, you can go to my bio site, Jen Nami Padgett. All the details are below this video in the description. So if you missed it while I'm saying it, then just hit up the description for all those details on how to contact me. Hope you have a wonderful day.